Hello, my name is Trevor Smith, and I would like to address the conversation this morning that is taking place in our wider community in regards to communication. I say that because we see what is happening on the platforms like Facebook and Twitter and all the other social media platforms that have sprung up over the last 10, 15 years, and how it has impacted the news that circulates in our community. I refer to President Joseph Biden, when he was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when he was lifting the veil of the destruction of Black Wall Street. And he commented to the extent that the silence was maintained because there was a decision made within the context of that America to maintain the silence. And one of the reasons why they were able to do that was because we, the African American community that was being pounded at that time, never had the privilege and the services of media to communicate to our people. And because of this lack of media, a 100-year silence was maintained. We are now in a new age of communication. And some of the old ways, the print press, the black press, the black radio stations, they are being eaten alive by those who find it convenient to control the information that comes to our communities. So over the last 10, 15 years, the black print press has been cannibalized and eaten up. And more we find that this is a way to control the information that grows and goes into our communities. As long as we do not control the means of communicating to our people, then we are subject to any fake information or false information that is presented. So we see a lot of confusion right now is running through a community in regards to things like COVID, in regards to things like the voting process, in regards to things like climate change. And we find that we are only listening to those information through streams that we don't control. And those of us who do try to control those means, we are not supported by our media, we are not supported by our people, we are not supported by our companies. Otherwise, they would not be buying out all the black press and the black media for pennies on the dollar like they're doing now. And this has to stop. The opportunities that are there now is one that encompasses the entire universe. No longer do we think it's communicating to people down the block or people up the street from us or in our towns or in our cities. The whole world is watching. What we do now sends a message to the world that we are able and capable of communicating in a manner that all of them can hear. So I say this, our black press or print media, or radio stations or cultural radio stations, or organizations, or podcasts, or Twitter accounts, all the things that we have evolved in trying to do and trying to pay catch up at the same time, we must make a decided effort to support them. Seek out the black print press and support them. Seek out local radio stations in our communities and support them. If we do not communicate to our people, who is going to communicate to them? Who are we waiting on to communicate to them? It says that without knowledge, the people perish. We have been perishing for a long time. Maybe it was because of lack of knowledge. So I appeal to you. Support the medias that are out there. Encourage our young people to get into a means of communication where organic information can be passed down to us and not the GMOs that we have been consuming. My name is Trevor Smith, and each morning I do a radio program 2 hours in New York, tri-state area. We encourage you to support not only print media, but all the local radio stations that are reaching out and communicating to our people in their own ways. You have to invest in them. You have to invest in the black press across America. We have to turn up the heat, melt that cold wall of silence so that we can survive. Because if we are not able to warn our people, if we are not able to communicate to our people, if we cannot sound the alarm, we will perish. Thank you for listening.